Guys, right now on the charts for Bitcoin, there is one specific pattern that is repeating. And guess what? This specific pattern is repeating right before we see massive pumps for Bitcoin. Guys, this pattern is about to repeat right now. So today, I'm going to show you exactly what that pattern is, what you need to pay attention to right now, and what I think is going to happen for Bitcoin next. I am going to talk about where we are in the markets generally, traditional markets, altcoins. I'm going to talk about specific altcoins as well as the spot Bitcoin ETF, because right now you are seeing a massive surge into the spot Bitcoin ETFs from old money, from the people that have previously been holding gold. I will show you the charts right here. So guys, make sure to stick around from the beginning until the end. Welcome back everybody. My name is Chris, bringing you cryptocurrency videos every day, teaching you how to make money in this market. If you're new to the channel, then make sure to subscribe and activate the bell right now. Oh guys, we have so much to talk about today. First, let's see where we are at for Bitcoin. So you can see that once again, we have the pattern repeating. We have a big pump, and then we come up above the orange line, and then we make this support, we consolidate for a little while. And this is typically what you have been seeing here recently. So let me just remind you, and this is not actually the crazy pattern, which I'm going to talk about soon, but this is just like the overall of what's going to happen here, or what has been happening. So what has been happening is we go up, consolidate, orange line, pump, consolidate at the orange line, pump, consolidate at the orange line, and then pump, consolidate at the orange line, boom, consolidate at the orange line, boom. And right now, of course, as you can see, we are consolidating at the orange line. But if you just look at this, if you zoom out, there is something even more important to take note of, because not only are we pumping, we are consolidating above the orange line, and then we have another pump, consolidate, pump. We have something else. So let's look at this in more detail. Okay, so we are on the 4-hourly time frame, and let us begin here from the start. So here you have a massive pump from 44 to 46 basically. And then what you see is that we go down, actually below this orange line. We go slightly below it. We do not close below it, but we go below it. And then once we see this bounce, and when we break the neckline of the previous swing high, which was here, that is when you see the absurd move towards the upside. Okay? So let's look at this. Again, look at this. We consolidate above the orange line, and towards the end of the consolidation, we go below the orange line, we have a bounce, and then once you break the neckline, that is when you see this massive move towards the upside. And this is repeating, guys. It's absolutely insane. Look at this. We consolidate above the orange line. At the end of the consolidation, we go down, and we actually, in this case, close below the orange line, and then we have a bounce, and once we break the neckline, that is when we see this insane move towards the upside. Let's see if this repeats. We consolidate towards the end of the consolidation. We go below the orange line. We have a big bounce. And when you break the neckline of the previous swing high here, the previous resistance, that is when you have this massive, insane move towards the upside. So let's look at what we're seeing right now. We are, just like the previous time, seeing consolidation at or above the orange line. We have had a drop right here. So just like the previous times, we've had a drop below the orange line. And now we have the neckline here. And if you just zoom out here, look at what has been happening after seeing this drop. When we break the neckline, what do we usually see? Let me zoom out. Here is the neckline. Here's the neckline. Here is the neckline. We've seen this. We have seen this. We have seen this. Actually, this became a little bit messy with all of the lines here. But you understand what I mean. So every single time we break the necklines, we have had massive moves towards the upside. So now let's see first if we can break the neckline right here on the 4-hourly time frame for Bitcoin. We would need to go up above basically call it $53,000. If we manage to close there and break this consolidation, because you can see it's very clear. When we make the orange line support, we typically have a very distinct resistance level. You can see it right here. We never came up and closed above $50,000, but when we did, you saw a massive pump. Here, we have a very distinct neckline as well. So this was at 48,500. Here, we definitely have a very distinct neckline, right? So you can see how this is very, very clear. And let's see, guys, if we can break through this, then maybe we can have another massive impulsive move towards the upside. I do think that that could be the case, because right now, honestly, I was expecting us to have some consolidation above the orange line for a few days. And that has happened. We have had a little bit of consolidation here now. So that is good to see. And Bitcoin is looking so bullish recently. So I would not be surprised if we do see another impulsive move towards the upside. But the higher we go without having a significant pullback, of course, we are going to at some point have a juicy pullback, like a 25, 30, 35% pullback. That is going to happen, because if you look at the previous cycles, it has always happened. Even in parabolic moves towards the upside, we have had pullbacks of 30, 35%. So we cannot rule that out. In fact, it's likely that that is going to happen. But it's also likely that we're going to see massive pumps. And when that pullback comes, well, we will see when it comes, how it comes, and under what circumstances. But for me, my stance is still the same. I'm buying every single dip here, accumulating to my Bitcoin bag. Now, if you look at traditional markets, this is also important, because traditional markets are right now, again, approaching, or it is at its previous all-time high. So the traditional markets are doing really, really well. You can see a very clear kind of channel, parabolic channel towards the upside here. So that is looking good for the traditional markets as well. So let's keep our eyes on that. Also for the total 3, which measures the altcoin market cap, you can see that since we broke through this is actually on the weekly time frame, but if you look at the daily, potentially, yeah, if we broke through it already, and now we are meeting some resistance. But if I go back to the daily time frame, you can see why this is such a big resistance on the altcoin market cap chart. So what you can see here is that we have not been at these levels for a very, very long time if you go back in history. If you look at 2018, beginning of 2018, end of 2017, we went up to 348. And then came the bear market. Of course, the altcoin market cap went down. And then the last cycle, we went up. And then we had the second peak. And since then, we had a bear market. And now we are trying to break through some of these highs here. But if we see a breakthrough from this point, I do anticipate us to have a quick pop in the altcoin market cap up to this next level, which would be a 12% gain in the total altcoin market cap. Now, this would mean crazy gains for your altcoins. So be prepared for that as well. Now, let's talk about altcoins, because for Beam, you can see something crazy. Beam actually, as you know, one of the coins I am most bullish on, had a massive drop yesterday. Beam actually on the, I think this is like on the 1 minute chart, this had a 30% pullback. Yes, it was bought back up, did see a big bounce. However, why did we see such a big drop for Beam in such a short space amount of time? Well, apparently someone who had an Ethereum wallet got hacked yesterday. They had a lot of coins, they had Ethereum, and so the hacker dumped all of their coins in one transaction. Unfortunately for us, the user that got hacked also had $5 million worth of Beam. So this was a massive Beam bull, and the hacker dumped all of this into the open market. So that is why you saw this big pullback for Beam. But look at this bounce. The bounce is still really, really strong. But yes, this took away some momentum because Beam had a lot of momentum. We were going up towards 3.2 cents. And then we dumped like 33% down to 2.2 cents. But it was quickly bought back up. But yes, took away some momentum. But for the foreseeable future, I still think that Beam is going to do really, really well. Now, a couple of things to pay attention to today. So today you do have the PPI month-over-month data being released. And this is generally not that important. But why it is important just specifically today is because we did have the inflation data coming out a few days ago, and that gave us the hint that maybe inflation is starting to become a problem again. So that is why, if this also strengthens that, if the data comes out bad for us, and inflation this is, by the way, the producer price index, meaning how much producers are paying for their goods. And if producers are also seeing inflation and producers are paying more, then that could strengthen the thesis that inflation is starting to become a problem again. So let's keep our eyes on that. I will, of course, update you on Twitter, so make sure to follow me there. Now, gold funds see big outflows alongside rush of money into Bitcoin ETFs. So we know that Bitcoin ETFs are seeing a lot of money being poured into it. Now, let me show you this. This is the Bitcoin ETF assets under management. This is the gold ETF assets under management. You can see that gold is going down and Bitcoin is going up. So people are taking their gold or their money from gold, putting it into Bitcoin, strengthening the thesis that Bitcoin is a digital gold. So that is absolutely fantastic, guys. I love to see that. And also in terms of institutions, you know that I said yesterday there is no such thing as beautiful as institutional FOMO. And there's a premium on Coinbase, meaning the price on Coinbase is higher than the price on Binance and OKX and other exchanges. Why? Because institutions are using Coinbase to buy Bitcoin. So that is pumping up the price higher on Coinbase actually. So that is all good. Everything is still looking really, really well, guys. If you want to get the best sign-up bonuses available, if you want to use my trading strategies, for instance, make sure to go to the description of this video. Claim up to $60,000 using this link right here on OKX and up to $8,400 on BitGap. So make sure to take advantage of that. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.